Hello everyone, welcome to Sunya IAS, and this is your daily current affairs dose for Prelims 2023. And in this video, we are going to cover the various news from various newspapers of 24th October 2022. Alright, so let's begin. The first news is with respect to the sandalwood spike disease. ठीक है जी. So the first aspect which you have to know about this is कि यार what it is caused by. So it is caused by this bacteria called as phytoplasma. ठीक है. So UPSC can directly ask you phytoplasma recently in news is what. Clear. Then second thing is कि यार once it is caused, so ये transmission इसका कैसे होता है. So two things are the transmitters. One is by the insect vectors कि insect इनको transmit करते हैं. Second thing is it is transmitted via the seeds of the infected tree. So these two are very important aspects. Third thing is कि यार इसका impact क्या होता है. So what does it do? It reduces the leaf size of the sandalwood tree जिसको भी ये impact करेगा. Fourth thing which you have to remember is there any treatment available? So just remember that there is no treatment at all for now. Fifth thing which you have to remember is it a new disease? No, it was reported back in the year 1899 in the state of Karnataka. That was it with respect to the sandalwood spike disease. Then if this was a news, so you should know about sandalwood tree. The first thing which you have to remember is its biome. तो कैसे biome में मिलता है? It is found in the dry deciduous forest. ठीक है जी. Then you have to see that कि is it found only in India or other countries? So yes, there are various other countries जहाँ पे ये मिलता है. But if it comes about the red sandalwood, all right, so the red sandalwood जिस पे अभी मूवी भी आई थी, ठीक है. सो उसके बारे में अगर बात हो, सो दैट इज एंडेमिक टू इंडिया. ठीक है. और इंडिया में भी स्पेसिफिकली कहाँ? सदर्न पार्ट ऑफ द ईस्टर्न घाट्स इन द स्टेट ऑफ Andhra Pradesh. So do remember it. All right. Then its uses, the most favorite area of UPSC. It has a habit of asking the uses. तो तीन इसके parts हैं. One is the heartwood, second is the roots, and third is the bark. क्लियर. तो इन सबके यूजेस अलग अलग होते हैं. लेट्स सी. हार्टवुड से सिंस इट इज अ क्लोज्ड ग्रेन्ड वन, तो इससे फर्नीचर और कार्विंग्स बनती हैं. ठीक है जी. देन कम्स हार्टवुड एंड रूट्स टुगेदर गिव्स दिस सैंडल ऑयल दैट इज यूज्ड in making these medicines, incenses, perfumes, etc. And the third part is the bark. उससे हमें मिलता है tannin जिससे डाई बनती है. ठीक है जी. So be very crisp and clear with it. And these are the states जहाँ पे sandalwood tree, please remember sandalwood tree पाया जाता है. So that's it. Have a glance at it. All right. Then comes the next news, that is with respect to the basmati and rice cultivation. So first aspect, you should know that where it is produced. So basmati rice is produced in the 7 states. All right. So do remember, if this is India's map. All right. And here we go. So these are basically the states where this basmati rice is produced. So the first one is the J&K. J&K के नीचे we have HP, then we have Punjab, then we have Haryana, we have Delhi over there, we have Uttarakhand, and there we have state of Uttar Pradesh. Do remember this. ठीक है. Then one important fact, यार crops के बारे में जितने भी stats होते हैं, it is very important. Only one area I would tell you to cram, that is the stats with respect to the crops. ठीक है जी. So 75% of the entire basmati rice which is produced in India is exported to Western countries, though it looks extreme statement, but it is correct. Then second aspect is about the GI status. So all the states of all the above 7 states which I have mentioned, the basmati rice over there in these states have got the GI tag. ठीक है जी. But the MP basmati rice has not yet been included in it. ठीक है. तो MP has filed a case also, but MP को अभी GI status नहीं मिला. So do remember it. Then comes the diseases which are affecting the basmati rice. So there are 2 diseases. One is the bacterial leaf blight, and the other is the blast disease or the leaf and collar disease. One thing you have to remember, जैसे हमने ऊपर वाले में किया, that was caused by bacteria, and here it is called by fungus, and its name is Magna Forte oryzae. So UPSC can directly ask, Magna Forte oryzae recently seen in news related to what? So it is that related to basmati rice or the diseases caused in basmati rice. Another example, if you talk about the history, so UPSC in 2022 has asked about Gucci. Recently seen is what? So it was a fungi as well. So Gucci mushroom is a type of fungi. So do remember such kind of questions. ठीक है जी. So if we have such problems, so हम biotechnology हमारे syllabus में mentioned है. So biotechnology has found any solutions for these diseases. So yes, there are 2 varieties, that is Pusa Basmati 1885, Pusa Basmati 1847, Pusa Basmati 1886. So these have inculcated in them certain genes which are resistant now to BLB and resist blast disease. All right. Then there are these stats with respect to the rice cultivation. So do read the crop conditions from our Sunya IAS static geography notes. So they are beautifully covered under this. Then state-wise ranks, West Bengal is the largest cultivator of rice in India, followed by Uttar Pradesh, and then Punjab. Draw a line, West Bengal, then comes UP, and then here comes the Punjab. If we talk about country wise, this has been a question in 2019, ठीक है, market 2 star. So it has asked that China as the number one producer, it has already asked. So country wise, China stands number 1, India number 2, and then Indonesia, Bangladesh and Vietnam, ठीक है जी. And if we talk about the total area of India, ठीक है, and total cropped area of India, not total area, उसमें से 1/4 of the total area, ठीक है, this means 1/4 of the total area is under the rice cultivation. All right. Then there was this technology with respect to this rice cultivation, because rice cultivation से बहुत ज़्यादा green house gas emissions होता है, methane, when the entire land is flooded for the rice cultivation, so उसके नीचे जो weeds या crops होते हैं they led to the emission of methane, ठीक है जी. So उसको control करने के लिए we have this technology called as direct seeding of rice. तो इसमें important points याद रखना, UPSC can give you 4 or 5 points, जो भी आपको positive लगे, that it is not a negative point, so do tick it correct, ठीक है, because in such questions UPSC जो भी positive एक tone of sentence देता है तो mostly वो correct होता है. First of all you should know that what is it. इसमें क्या होता है कि the seeds of the rice are directly drilled into the field, ठीक है, via tractor powered machine. Generally क्या होता है, if this is a piece of land where rice has to be grown, so उससे पहले on a short piece of land उसकी जो अपना seedlings या saplings होते हैं वो उगा ली जाती है, ठीक है जी. And then these are planted into this and the water is spread over this entire area, ठीक है, and then rice is grown in a traditional farming. But in this the seed is directly drilled into the field. First benefit is it is less time consuming. Second is it is also called as tar water technique, and it also reduces the problem of weed. Do remember this, ठीक है जी. Then water इसमें कम utilize होता है यार, इतना याद रखना. There are few keywords with respect to UPSC that it completely eliminates, है ना, it completely eliminates. तो ऐसे अगर शब्द आए ना तो डू पे क्लियर अटेंशन, कोई भी चीज इतना जल्दी एलिमिनेट नहीं होगा. इफ इट सेज दैट इट कंप्लीटली एलिमिनेट्स द ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशंस, सो नहीं, एलिमिनेट्स नहीं, इट इज द करेक्ट वर्ड इज रिड्यूसेस द ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशन. अगेन इन दिस लेस वाटर यूटिलाइजेशन, द नॉर्मल व्हेन वी वर प्लांटिंग इट विद ट्रेडिशनल टेक्नोलॉजी द यूजेज ऑफ वाटर वाज 3000 लीटर्स पर किलोग्राम ऑफ राइस, बट नाउ इट इज 2000 liters, ठीक है. So there has been a decrease but not that very high increase. ऐसा UPSC बोले 200 liters, so mark that statement as a wrong one, ठीक है जी. Then there was this another Saguna rice technique. It is another technique of growing rice which is found in the Saguna Bog district, Raigad of Maharashtra. So इसमें क्या होता है यार कि rice and our related crops are grown on the same piece of land in a rotation format, ठीक है जी. And no plowing, no puddling and no transplanting is done. If you want to understand these, UPSC has this favorite area as well. So agriculture की कुछ techniques होती हैं, for an example crop rotation, permaculture, vermicomposting. So one of that technique is conservation agriculture, ठीक है. So it is a type of agriculture, and उसमें it has been a previous year question as well. UPSC has asked about it in the year 2021. So conservation agriculture की remember 3 keywords. One, there will be a minimum tillage, ठीक है, of the land. Second, you have to remember is there is a maintenance of permanent soil cover, ठीक है, maintenance of permanent soil cover, कि कुछ भी यार टिल नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है, जैसे ट्रैक्टर से होता है, permanent soil cover. And the last one is the diversification of plant species, ठीक है, that is being done here, rice and related crops rotation, ठीक है. So diversification of plant species. So these are the 3 points that you have to relate with conservation agriculture. So that was it for this news. Let's move on to the next news, that is Forest Contribution Regulation Act, FCRA. So for this you should know that it was first enacted in the year 1976, and then it was amended in 2010, and now again it has been amended in the year 2020. So this you should know. Then you have to know that to whom it is applicable. It is applicable to all association groups and NGOs who are receiving the foreign funds. Clear? Third thing which you have to remember, that is it mandatory for all such NGOs to register themselves who are getting foreign funds? Yes, it is mandatory, ठीक है जी. अगर वो रजिस्टर कर रही हैं, उनकी रजिस्ट्रेशन का, एक्रीडेशन का, सबका जिम्मा किसके पास है? सो दैट इज विद दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन इंडिया कॉल्ड एज नीति आयोग, ठीक है. डू रिमेंबर द क्लियर डिफरेंशिएशन. FCRA एक्ट को ओवरऑल मैनेज कौन करता है? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स, ठीक है जी. बट रजिस्ट्रेशन एनजीओज का, जिनके लिए दे हैव टू बी लाइक मैंडेटरी रजिस्टर देमसेल्व्स अंडर FCA, दैट रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसीजर विल बी डन बाय दिस अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉल्ड एज नीति आयोग. रिसेंटली इसमें अमेंडमेंट्स हुई थी. सो द क्रक्स ऑफ 4 पॉइंट्स इज द फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दैट वॉट एवर फॉरेन फंड्स दे विल बी रिसीविंग, दे कैन नॉट ट्रांसफर इट टू एनी अदर इंडिविजुअल एसोसिएशन, ठीक है. जो भी फंड्स आएंगे अपने पास रखने, खुद यूज करो, किसी को ट्रांसफर नहीं कर सकते. सेकंड थिंग, सिंगल बैंक अकाउंट, वॉट एवर फॉरेन फंड्स दे आर रिसीविंग, दे हैव टू बी रिसीव्ड ओनली इन the one SBI branch that is located in New Delhi itself. But please remember here the clear differentiation. UPSC can confuse you in this, कि when they want to utilize that funds, for that purpose they can open their account in any bank branch. Clear? For receiving, only one bank branch, that is SBI in Delhi, and for utilization can be opened in any scheduled bank. Then Aadhaar is mandatory if they want to receive any such foreign funding. And the third is cap on administrative expenditure. एक होता है अपना work expenditure, जो हम मतलब मान लीजिए कि what they are working for. मान लीजिए there is an NGO that is working on the field of education, so whatever expenditure they want to spend on their surveys, giving freebies to the books to the children, right? So that expenditure. And other is the giving salaries to their managing directors or something. So giving that salary part comes under administrative expenditure. So उसके ऊपर there has been a cap कि 20%, मान लीजिए they have received 100 rupees, so 100 rupees में से they can not spend more than 20 rupees on administrative expenditure, that is giving salaries to their employees, etc. Then if you are studying here about FCRA, you should pay your attention to FEMA as well. The clear differentiation first you have to remember is that FCRA is controlled by Ministry of Home Affairs, while FEMA is controlled by Ministry of Finance, and the purpose is to control the external trade and payments. That's it. Baki FEMA is very beautifully explained in our static notes, so do refer to Sunya IAS economics revision notes. Then the next news is with respect to the Press Club of India. The first thing you should know is that yes, it is a statutory body or not. So yes, it is. Then the act is PCI Act of 1978. दो पर्पस हैं यार इसके. एक तो इसने फ्रीडम ऑफ प्रेस को प्रिजर्व करके रखना है, ठीक है. सेकेंड थिंग इज जो भी न्यूज़पेपर्स या न्यूज एजेंसीज हैं उनका एक स्टैंडर्ड मेंटेन करके रखना है. दैट्स इट. ये दो चीजें ध्यान में रखो. देन इफ वी टॉक अबाउट इट्स कॉम्पोजिशन, तो कॉम्पोजिशन में देयर विल बी वन चेयरमैन एंड द 28 मेंबर्स. उनको सिलेक्ट क्या होगा? जस्ट हैव अ ब्रीफ ग्लैंस एट दिस प्रोसीजर, ठीक है. दिस इज अगेन सेम, द फंक्शंस आर रिटन बेसिक, वो क्रक्स याद रखो, प्रिजर्व फ्रीडम ऑफ प्रेस एंड मेंटेन द स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड न्यूज़पेपर्स. देन जो भी पीसीआई के डिसीजंस होते हैं दे आर फाइनल, एंड इफ यू वांट टू अपील फॉर देम, अपील अगेंस्ट देम, दैट प्रोविजन इज नॉट अवेलेबल. दे कैन नॉट बी अपील्ड बिफोर एनी कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ. Then this is very important point. UPSC loves these kind of areas. Do remember that whatever PCI gives any decision of it, it cannot penalize the newspapers, news agencies, editors and journalists for the violation of their guidelines. Then this provision that it only overviews the functioning of print media. ठीक है, दो तरह की मीडिया होते हैं. One is print media in which your newspaper magazines are covered, and the other one is electronic media. So PCI has its overview functioning only on print media, while electronic media like radio, television, internet, they are covered by various other ministries like Ministry of Information and Electronics, right, or the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So let's take here an example and understand. जैसे अभी Ministry of Information and MIT ने, है ना, तो अपना MIT ने अभी IT Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code अभी 2021 में निकाला था, ठीक है. तो ऐसे मिनिस्ट्रीज एक अलग अलग रूल्स निकालती रहती हैं, तो बाय दैट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया इज रेगुलेटेड इन इंडिया. ऑलराइट, देन कम्स दिस नेक्स्ट टॉपिक कॉल्ड एज इनविट. सो इनविट का देखें तो दीज आर infrastructure investment trusts. First thing which you have to remember is they are similar to mutual funds. So you, in your static paper, you must have prepared about the mutual fund. So if similar functions are written below in the InvIT, so do mark them correct in the final paper. Then comes about their regulation. So they have been regulated under two things. One is the SEBI Infrastructure Investment Trust Regulations 2014, and then it is the Indian Trust Act 1882. One very important point which you have to remember is that whatever income these infrastructure investment trusts are earning, right, whatever income they are earning per year, out of that income they have to distribute 90% of it to their unit holders. ठीक है, कि जिनके पास भी उनके units हैं उनको 90% income have to be distributed जिन पर वो कमा रहे हैं. Then comes another important aspect which you should know, that is the difference between an InvIT and an IPO. InvIT में, let's suppose that there is a company and when you hold certain units of that company, you do not hold units of that company itself, but of the operating assets of that company. ठीक है जी. तो एसेट मान लीजिए आप गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की कोई टोल रोड है, तो उसका इफ यू आर ओनिंग एन इनविट, सो यू विल बी ओनिंग इनविट नॉट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया बट ऑफ द टोल रोड्स, ठीक है, जो उनके ऑपरेटिंग एसेट्स है. वाइल इन आईपीओ, इफ यू आर ओनिंग अ कंपनी, मान लीजिए कंपनी हैज रिलीज्ड 100 IPOs and out of that you are buying the two shares of that company. So basically you are 2% owner of that whole company itself. Clear? So this is a clear difference which you have to remember. That's it for this news. Then comes the UN Charter. For this you have to remember that UN Charter was initially signed in 1945. Second thing you should know is that what is it? So it is a foundational treaty of all the UN and UN organizations. ठीक है जी. So UN के मेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जितने भी हैं, दे आर मेंशन्ड इन अवर सुनिया स्टैटिक नोट्स ऑफ IR, so do refer them from there. UN has 6 languages. It is relevant but not important. Then General Assembly के बारे में भी there was the static information, so उसको भी do read it. If we talk about the important things, UNGA is the main body. ठीक है, 193 member states हैं इसके. Second thing is it is the only body of UN which has a universal representation. That is where all countries are member of it. ठीक है जी. And the voting procedure which is followed is all the countries have equal representation. कि जैसे IMF और other organizations in the country which contribute more have greater voice to have, right, had a greater vote share also. So such kind of things are not there. Every country will have equal representation, thus it follows a phenomenon of one nation one vote. So if UPSC gives you a one nation one vote phenomena is followed by which of the following organizations? That is UNGA. ठीक है जी. Then there was this athletics integrity unit, so it is also not important for the examination point of view, I would say, but it is still relevant. Why relevant? Because athletics integrity unit has said that India is second country after Russia in doping violations. ठीक है, so one of the very top listing countries which are doing the doping violations. ठीक है जी. AIU बारे में you should just know that it was founded by AIIF, but right now, though even it was founded by AIF, it is working independently of that. Just one point has to be remembered. Then there was this aspect of mark on the map. This is your homework. Do mark Dal Lake in Srinagar, Desai Airfield in Gujarat, city of Irkutsk in southern Siberia. This guy Goria Meloni, he was Italy's first women prime minister. Hausa people in West and Central Africa. That's it. And these are the topics which have been covered in our monthly magazines. They are important but really sorry, because of the paucity of time we're not able to cover. So do subscribe to our monthly magazine and read these topics from there. And then a very good news for you all, we have launched the Prelims 2023 crash course. It has already been launched in the online format, and now we are launching it in the offline as well. So this means a classroom program will begin for this course from 19th of December, ठीक है जी, at all our centers, that is the Bangalore Center, Pune Center as well as New Delhi Center. And by this course, you can complete the entire important aspects of prelims in just 200 hours. And one request for you all, that since it is an offline course, there are very limited seats. No request whatsoever will be tendered once the seats are fulfilled. So do register on prior basis. And that was it for today's video. So thank you so much. See you guys in the next class.